as Glitchwitch said, next run-up is going to be Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights by Admiral. And we'll have that with you in just a second. Oh, and this is reverse boss order. I didn't even notice that. This is going to be really interesting. I have never seen this game before, so I'm really interested in seeing what reverse boss order looks like for this game. Alright, and here's Admiral with Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. This is a game that was released in 2002, and it came out on the PS2, the Xbox 360, and the GameCube. But I'm running this on the Wii, so, also, thank you everyone for the good luck, by the way. So, we will get the run started. And then I'll explain a little bit about the game. So, in 3, 2, 1... actually, before we start, sorry, this run is going to be split into two parts. So the first part is the any percent portion, which is completing the game as fast as possible. To defeat the Mastermind, and then after that, we are going to complete or defeat all the other bosses in reverse order. So, okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first thing we do is we mash A to skip the very first cutscene. Then we're gonna run to the right, we're gonna enter Playground, because we need 850 snacks. To complete the run. And a little bit about this game is that Scooby and the gang, they visit this place called Mystic Manor. there's some strange ongoings there, and her friend Holly tells the gang that Professor Alexander Graham, her uncle, disappeared. So it's up to the Scooby Gang to find him and see who the mastermind really is. Okay, so now we collected enough snacks. We're gonna leave Mystery Machine Part 2, aka Playground. We are gonna enter the very first level of Manor, because that's where we need to get the key to unlock the door to save Holly, because Holly is trapped. And then we're gonna do a minor skip here called Chandelier Jump. We can single jump onto the chandelier. You normally can't do that otherwise. So we save Holly, and then we're gonna grab a few more snacks in this hallway. We don't need to enter Clamor Part 2, and you'll see why later on. So for now, we are gonna leave Manor Part 1. We're gonna re-enter Mystery Machine. We are gonna talk to Don Knotts, who is the groundskeeper in this game. You see him a lot in the budget levels. Trapped. But yeah, we enter Smuggler's Cove, which is the next area in the game, and there's Don Knotts again. And we're gonna do a minor skip up here. You can single jump up to this roof by holding up left on the control stick. And you want to kind of be fast here. You want to collect the snacks as quickly as possible, but also efficiently, because if you miss too many snacks, that can lose a lot of time. And also, while we're on moving fast, the quickest way to move in the game is by dashing. I mean, you can do that by pressing the B button on the GameCube controller. And the second fastest way is by holding down the R button. That makes Scooby do his running animation, so that's... So basically we want to prevent Scooby from walking. And now we're in part 2 of Shock on the Dock. We have to save... Or rather, Shaggy comes in, and then normally you swing from Shaggy's legs, but what I just did is what's called rubber band skip. Also want to try to collect the snap box, because that's important. And that saves quite a few seconds, maybe like 5 seconds. We are going to use the swing. We are going to collect the snap box. So you may think it's not worth going for that snap box, but it kind of is. Okay, so now we have enough snacks. Who thought laugh track was a good idea? Well, actually, in the original 1969 series, they used laugh track a lot, and this game is kind of an homage to that original series, because they also use the original Scooby-Doo theme in this game. And also the original ghosts, or monsters, I should say. So now, we can't jump on the tar, so that's what we're walking on right now, while heading towards the springs, which is our first invention, or second invention, I should say. So now that we got that, we are going to make our way to the middle island, which you normally can't get to, unless you have another invention. I think the helmet. Yeah, I can understand it. The laugh track's not for everyone. I think it's alright. I mean, I think Scooby's pretty funny without it, to be honest. Okay, so now, we're gonna head to Hedge Maze. Because we have the spring, so that means we can double jump to grab the key. There's a key, which is coming up right about now. So yeah, this key right here. And now we're gonna enter Hedge 1. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna hear the boss music. It's pretty awesome. The only boss theme you don't get to hear is the Mastermind theme, unfortunately, because there's a skip that we do later on that prevents the music from being played. Okay, so the main idea in this level, you want to move kind of fast, because, I mean, it's not that important, but, I mean, if you want to be quick, you want to try to make, try to collect the snacks before the werewolf appears, or tries to get us. Okay, so, there's another skip here found by Jaxler. Yeah, see, I just land on that invisible ledge. It saves a little bit of time over using the platform. So right now, we are making our way towards Haunted Hill, which is where the helmet is. But pretty soon after this level, we are going to take a detour. So we are not going to go the casual way to get to Haunted Hill. But first, we are going to collect these back stacks. So what I did there is flower skip. You can kind of jump on that tree to the left. There's an invisible ledge on it. And normally you need the plungers to get up here, which comes much later, but we do not need it for this run. Promise at least 100 frights. You know, I'm not sure if there are actually 100 frights, but I would look that up. Okay, so here is where we deviate from the casual routes. First and foremost, we collect these line of snacks. And then, after this row, we do what's called Death Abuse. So we respawn to the beginning of the level, and then we head north. What we're gonna do is called Skull Cliff Skip. You hold up left on the D-pad, and you can clip right through that gate. Saves a lot of time. So now we are in a level that you normally enter much later in the game. We are in Misbehaven, which is actually heading towards. Yeah, basically some point later in the game. Whoops, I went the wrong way. So yeah, you kind of want to avoid the fish monsters from spawning you in this level, because that can happen easily. And then you can run along the slip. There's a cutscene that normally plays, but because we ran on the side of it and on the ice, we skipped the trigger for it. Oh, whoops. It's okay. There's a platform cycle, but it's pretty easy to make. Well, as long as we don't lose all of our health. But usually health is not too big of an issue in this level. We are gonna jump on an invisible ledge here. That gets us up here, and we collect these snacks. Oh my goodness. Okay, we barely made the cycle. But yeah, so that's the platform cycle. And now the rest of this level, we move through it quickly, again. And this level is also very focus heavy because there could be a lot of mistakes being made in this level. If you're not careful, that is. And coming up is another skip. So there's this platform that comes down. You can kind of just make it jump for it, and you land on that platform. Oh yeah, the snack routing normally is very tight, but it depends on. Yeah, basically, if you're. It's kind of difficult to explain. I mean, it depends on the type of runner you are. When you're first starting out, I would recommend being more cautious on your snacks, but when you're a top runner, then it's important to collect as little snacks while still having enough for the final snacky in lap 2, which we're going to get to. Okay, so this level is kind of simple. You want to just dodge the boulders. Oh, and by the way, just so you guys aren't aware, we are going through these levels backwards. This is not the normal way you go through these levels. This is just a shortcut to get to Haunted Hill, which is where the helmet is. And there's going to be another skip coming up because normally there's a platform you have to activate when going through the level normally, but instead you land on this invisible ledge. You skip that. And for safety, we are going to collect the snap box. I normally don't go for it, but if you, for example, miss a snacks, then there are other areas where you can make up snacks, but it does lose a little bit of time if you do. So yeah, that's one example, and then also I will point out other areas where you can make up snacks as we go along. Okay, so we made it to Haunted Hill. We are going to go to the left first because for snacks. Then we want to make a rock cycle if we are fast enough, but not important when starting out. Okay. Alright, so now we just make our way up there casually. Alright, and there's the helmet, which will come in handy much later. Or right now, rather. Collect those snap boxes. Okay, so that is Haunted Hill. Now we're gonna do a skip that goes, it skips all the manor. So, it skips the All Scares Upstairs, Mind Your Manners, the Black Knight. It's called Galosha Skip. You just jump on that barrel, over the invisible wall, and there we go. You skipped a ton of the game. So, welcome to Fishy Clues for Scooby-Doo. So this is the area that you would come to after you defeat Black Knight in the manor levels. And these conveyor belts can be very tricky. You want to jump as soon as you land on the conveyor belt, otherwise Scooby loses his momentum. Okay, so this level there are a few platform cycles to make. First we come down here, we grab this key. So there are 4 keys we have to grab in this level. Then the next key is on... We take this moving platform, it's up here. Alright, now we're gonna jump down. We're gonna ride this moving platform. And then we find the 3rd key. Then the 4th key is coming up. It is by the button to the left. And then last but not least, we want to make one more platform cycle. And it's the most difficult to make in this level. But just to be on the safe side, we're going to skip that last snack. And enter part 3. And right away there's another platform cycle. Which is kind of easy to make. And then we jump from here. There's an invisible ledge you can land on. It skips most of this level. And then we come up here for more snacks. Okay, so part 4, more conveyor belts. There we go. Okay, so we skipped that other conveyor belt. We are gonna come down to the floors, grab these snacks down here. You want to have around... Well, if you're a top runner, you want to have around 1,000 to 1,020. It depends on what your snack route is. But if you're a beginner, I wouldn't worry about it too much as long as you collect additional snacks than what I'm collecting. Okay, so we come to the left of this level. Jump on the trampoline. Some more snacks up here. Okay, so now the next part. So we are heading towards the lighthouse, which is where our next invention is. The springs. Actually, no, not the springs. Super Smash, which allows Scooby to do a ground pound, which we will need to access the lab. And you kind of want to move fast in this level because a fish pops out of that one abyss. And you want to kind of make it before it comes out. And what I just did there is another cutscene skip. Oops. So now we come around here. Okay, and then there's like one somewhat difficult to reach snap box. For the longest time I didn't know you can just double jump to grab it. I think normally you need the umbrella. Okay, and then we want to collect 4 keys in this area while avoiding the fish monster. Okay, nice. Alright, so there's another cycle to make. It's a very difficult one. It's called Zero Cycle. You basically want to make it before a box comes down on Scooby. Well, we kind of messed it up, but it's this box right here. You want to make it collect these 2 snap boxes before it comes down. And it can be kind of tricky. So now we're starting to get into some of the more difficult skips in a run than what we've seen so far. This level is one of those. There's a set of boats we have to jump on. And it can be kind of tricky to get over there. So what we want to do is run back to the right. We want to take damage from this fish, which gives us enough frames to walk on the water and make it to the boats. And now the boats can be a little tricky because sometimes you can land on the boats and you kind of touch the water kind of goes through the boat and you have to restart the level. Alright, so that is coast. So now if we're going down which way, there's another skip where you can get more snacks. You jump on that rock, and then there's another invisible ledge, and then you come up here. Alright, now we make our way towards the lighthouse. Oh, whoops. Okay, the tar monster messed me up a little bit. Whoops. Ideally, I like to land on that invisible ledge before the tar monster attacks, like so. There we go. Alright, and then we come down here. And then we try our best to grab these snacks before the tide rises. And also, I should mention that there was a path heading north that I skipped. There are more snacks down that way in case you're still short. You can collect some of those. Alright, welcome to Lighthouse. So here, we want to try to race up to the invention before the gate closes. And while we're doing that, we want to grab these 2 snap boxes. And now we want to try our best to avoid taking damage from the enemies. So the easiest way to do that is to run towards the fence, or yeah, the railing rather. We should make it up there. Okay, so now we have our next invention, and also the final invention for any percent is the Super Smash. Alright, so this next part can be tricky as well. We have to worry about the drawbridges and also more hooks. Just like we saw earlier, except these hooks are much worse. They can actually push Scooby off the bridge. That results in having to do a level over again. Super Smash Brothers. Scooby for Smash. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we are going to head back to Shock, because there's a snack gate hidden north, which leads to where we want to go next, Creepy Crawlies Part 1. But to avoid having to pay it, we go back to Shock, and use the Super Smash to enter a level that way. Whoops. Okay, we want to come up here. So now we want to hit 3 buttons while grabbing some more snacks. Also, we want to get rid of the fish monster. There we go. Alright. This is kind of a tricky way of doing it. I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. But another top runner of this game, named Baz, he has world record in 80%. He goes for that. And we... Oh, actually, we do have enough snacks. We want to have at least 815 snacks before entering Creepy Crawlies Part 2. So we have more than enough. Now we have some cauldrons and keys, so we want to avoid the acid bubbles while collecting the keys. And this is the final level before lab, because normally you would have to go through more cellar levels or basement levels. But instead of doing that, well, first we're going to skip Shaggy. Normally you save him, but unfortunately he'll still be trapped. And we're going to do another skip called Redbeard Skip, which we just got first try. Normally you need another invention to be able to get up there, but because we did that skip, we were able to get up there earlier. And this skip, which I just breezed through, which I didn't expect, is called GGS, one of the most difficult tricks in the game. So what you guys just saw there is we jumped on 3 invisible ledges. They're very difficult to land on. And normally you need the umbrella to get up there. Yeah, type F to pay respects. Okay, we have enough. Okay, so now... you want to... ideally you want to have 850 snacks before you leave Lab 1. Whoops. This is what's called Lab 2 Skip, or Lido Skip. It skips most of the lab levels. And normally you have to go a different entrance and go through Lab 3, but we completely skip Lab 3 here. And there was another skip that we did called Electro Jump. That was also a difficult trick to make as well. Difficult jump, rather. And what we have here in this level is Shark Skip, which was recently discovered by Sam Ash. And what you do, you don't have to save Shaggy again, unfortunately. You can... Well, you move up left on the D-pad and you can clip through that gate. And that saves a lot of time as well.
Ready, ready.
Alright, so we are in the room where the boss is. The final boss, rather. The mastermind. Yeah, when do we ever get GGS first try? Alright, so what I just did there is clip through the wall. And this is what I meant by you guys can't hear the mastermind music. Because we just skipped an entire phase. Normally there are 3 phases, well technically 4, well 3 main phases to this fight. We skipped 1 main phase, so now we just do 2 of them. So now we have 1 more main phase before we have to defeat the mastermind once and for all. So you just try to attack these enemies as best as possible. And then press the buttons. There are 2 of them, and there's going to be 1 cutscene that plays before the final parts of the boss. Does this game have incredible credits music? We're gonna get to that. Oh wow. So yeah, that was the mastermind spawn. By the way, is completely random, and then you want to push him into the electric, and there we go. That is the any percent portion. So we are not entirely done yet, but that is the end of any percent. We defeat the mastermind, so time for any percent would end here, but this is not the end of the run. Not the end of reverse boss order, I should say, because that is going to come up next. No, not time. Not time yet. Semi-time over, but not totally time over, if that makes sense. Before that, we have this incredible cutscene, which is one of my favorites. It's the cutscene everyone hears when completing the game, and it's we in the Scooby community consider this cutscene a meme because we hear it so often. Also, thank you for the GGs on the 80% portion.
Spooky groundskeeper. It's always the spooky groundskeeper.
And how it's always the spooky groundskeeper. He's the real mastermind, though not really.
Some detectives. Why don't you just say the butler did it? But no, it's always gotta be the groundskeeper, doesn't it? Anytime some ghost scares
Knots percent. Well, that is a meme category on the Speedrun.com meme boards. By the way, I encourage you guys to check out the Speedrun.com page for 900 Frights. There are some other awesome runners in the community as well. Like I said, Baz has the world record for any percent, and there's also Jaxler, who has 2nd place. I have 3rd place in 80%. And there are some other top runners. We have Hashtag, who you guys see in the chat. And then we also have Summer Sunset 2007, another top runner, and also one of the OG runners. He doesn't run the game anymore, but his name is Farinator115. I encourage you guys to check out his channel as well. And yeah, they all have Twitch channels, so I encourage you guys to go give them a follow.
Wrong, Shaggy. That Holly was just another hologram.
And we also have a speedrunning Discord for Scooby-Doo 900 Frights, which you guys can also find on the Speedrun.com page.
Remember how Holly said she followed
and that's where you guys can chat and ask questions about any speedrun strats. And there are some other games featured in the Discord as well.
by setting up a hologram of herself when the master
Hologram, get it? Hologram?
But what I don't get is how she got the professor here. In a mastermind.
Yeah,
costume,
it
no
was
less.
Holly the whole time. The whole time. The whole time.
Suck you upper. I spent so much time in the lab that I built a device that could get me dressed and to the front.
Also, Professor Alexander Graham is voiced by Tim Conway, who unfortunately passed away last year, I think in May.
Holly must have used
He was the voice of Barnacle Boy in SpongeBob.
With her uncle.
who she'd already stuffed up there.
And also you have Tim Curry as the Mastermind, who is Nigel Thornberry.
Hologram. Get it? Hologram.
Hologram, you get it? hologram?
But why, Holly? Why go through all of this? You guys would have caught my uncle, and when he was sent
Yeah,
to
I
jail,
agree,
I'd
Tempe.
steal his super hologram invention and claim I came up with it myself. I would have made a fortune, too.
Well, it was a good plan.
Yeah, and I would have gotten away with it, too, if not for you meddling kids and your pesky dog.
And there's that famous line I would have gotten away with it too.
Here, Professor, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, kids. I don't know how to repay you.
I guess a little bit harsh.
Well, all these vittles are a great start. Hey!
Well, unfortunately, Shaggy thought of it first, Kappa. And there goes Don Knotts doing his classic "woo" impression. Alright, so that's the final cutscene, and before we get to the reverse boss order part, we have the credits, which has some really awesome music. Or really awesome song, rather. So I'll let you give that a listen.
I don't know.
Okay, guys.
What do you know? Who's next? I've got a plan. Who's next?
Now it's time to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Dance emotes! Yeah, if anyone has any dance emotes, feel free to post those.
Okay.
Come on, gang.
And of course you got the classic Scooby-Doo chase sequence. One of my favorites.
Keep it up, Scooby. You
All I got are Doritos.
Come on, guys.
think about it.
Here's cookies, kind of like Scooby snacks.
Something strange is definitely going on.
Hey, that's a good dance emo glitch.
Jeepers.
Hey, Scoo!
Hog champ!
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
We're almost at the end of this mystery.
And fun fact, Frank Welker's name is spelled wrong. It's spelled Frank Walker, but it's Frank Welker. So yeah.
Come on, gang.
Okay.
And as always, thank you for playing Scooby-Doo Night of Wonder Frights. Yes, indeed, Tim Curry is in this game. Okay, so now the time has come. We are gonna get to some extremely difficult parts of the game. So we are going to now head to the next boss. So we first did Mastermind, so now we have... The next one in reverse order is Redbeard, which is in the shipwreck area. So we have some very, very difficult skips coming up. The first one is coming up right now. And we missed. Oh well. So what we want to do here is time our jumps as best as possible to make it to that boat, because normally you need the umbrella. There we go. Okay, second try. Oh yeah, and we're gonna get to the boss music coming up. Alright, so, shipwreck levels, in my opinion, are my least favorite in the game. But don't worry, we're gonna skip most of them, because the next skip is in this level. We're going to skip most of the shipwreck levels right now. If we can get on top of that the sail. Because, yeah, getting up on top of that sail is very difficult. So, yeah, like I mentioned, some of the skips coming up are very difficult, even for top runners. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got a second try, not too bad. So we jump up here, and now we're gonna jump... Oh, whoops. Want to be careful. We want to jump over an invisible wall. There we go. And now we all of a sudden make it to one of the later shipwreck levels. Okay, so now we're gonna do what's called 750 snack eat skip. It's another snack eat skip. And we're gonna jump on a very difficult invisible wall to reach. Without umbrella. This skip can be done without umbrella, and it's much easier. So you kind of dash through that invisible wall, then you jump up as best as you can on top of the ship, which you normally can't do. And now, so basically we're gonna make our way to the boss. We're gonna skip Shiver Your Timbers Part 1. Gonna go straight to the boss. Gonna drop down here, and then dash through another invisible ledge which you guys can't see. So this part is tricky visually. Okay, so we made it. So what I did there is I jumped north and then to the right, and we were able to enter the boss area.
Ready! See if you can.
So yeah, a very difficult skip. It is useful in a few other categories as well. Primarily all bosses, which is kind of another main category. So now we're going to save and quit. We are going to reload the boss area. And that will load us into the actual boss fight. And there's another skip here. It's very difficult. It's maybe a little RNG too. I don't know, but it's called Fast Cycle. You can cut more than one rope, and we kind of missed it, but if you cut 3 of the 4 ropes, that saves a lot of time. If you cut all 4 ropes, though, that is a soft lock. So, you would have to reset that boss fight. So we're just gonna do this part casually. Also enjoy the boss music. So basically, we repeat the process 2 more times, just with more enemies. Alright, one more rope. Who wrote the song? That is a very good question. I forgot the name. I would actually look that up. It did say, I think on Wikipedia or somewhere else. But the music is fantastic for the bosses. It's pretty much the same artist for all of the boss themes. Do you know by any chance Harsh? Oh, whoops, I forgot to drop down. Okay, yeah, again, those last few ghosts are pretty tricky. Okay, one more ghost. Come down. Okay. Alright, now the final rope. Todd Davis, Tommy, Tellerico, and Howard I think I butchered those names. So I apologize. Alright, so we just completed Redbeard, so now the next one in opposite order is Green Ghost. So for that, that's gonna take a little longer to get to. So what we have to do here is pretty much go back through to the hedge levels, at least up to hedge 3. So this part kind of gets a little repetitive, but not too much longer. Maybe for only a few minutes. Oh, really? That's Earthworm Jim's composer? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Who knew that the composer for Earthworm Jim did the composition in this game? Alright, so we're almost there. So basically we're heading back to Misbehave in Part 1. But there are a few tricks, or there's one trick in Misbehaving that is useful for the all bosses category. Wait, what am I doing? So what we're gonna do now is collect all the keys to unlock the gates. That gate right there. Oh, one for the Atlantic games? Nice. Alright, 7 keys here. Alright, and then we're gonna do the skip that's useful for all bosses. You normally don't do this in reverse boss order, because I forgot to mention that Xbox is actually the fastest version for reverse boss order. Reason being is faster... Well, actually, yeah, because you could skip the final cutscene on Xbox, you can't do that on any other version. Because what I did there is I added the fish monster to the corner, did a super smash, and was able to enter the level without grabbing the plungers. Alright, so now we're heading towards Graveyard. I love Scooby's sprinting animation. Yeah, the animations are very smooth, I think, in this game. Definitely. And this level is your auto-scroller level. It's very long, and there's no speedrun strats involved in this at all. So basically, this is the casual part of the speedrun. So yeah, welcome to the Scooby-Doo 900 Frights casual playthrough. I'm just kidding. Yeah, there's nothing you can really do here to speed this up. We tried finding a bunch of invisible ledges that you can maybe jump on to get to the top, but that proved to be unsuccessful, unfortunately. So yeah, if you run into any enemies, no big deal. You have to wait for a tide to rise anyways. Alright, so here is my favorite part of the level, Twitter boats! So yeah, this is the time to check your Discord, check your Twitter, check your Twitch, check your social media. Because, yeah, it takes about 10 seconds to get up here. Alright, so now we want to wait for the tide to rise as high as possible. We're gonna jump in these last set of boats. Okay, so there we go. That is Misbehaving Part 3. Time to munch on Oreos? Sounds good. Okay, welcome to the Graveyard. This level is pretty straightforward, except, you can kind of grab these keys fast. It's a strat called Ferret keys. Well, I kind of messed it up, but, you grab the second key. Basically, you can potentially grab all 3 keys in one cycle. But unfortunately, it took us 2 cycles by. Oh, whoops. Okay, I was supposed to skip the cutscene, but I had a brain fart. So yeah, normally you're not supposed to see this, that's okay. So yeah, this is what you were supposed to do. And then you come up here. Alright, got these. So we want to knock these over. We want to basically make our way to the top while knocking over. Oh yeah, you can actually jump on this as well. Okay, then we're just gonna collect a few more snacks just in case. And okay, that's the level. The laugh track, I know, right? It's everywhere. Okay, normally you can well, there's a very slight chance you can skip this cutscene. There's a cutscene in, yeah, this cutscene that plays, there's a very slight chance you can skip it. But, it's very difficult to get, even for top runners. Alright, so we're gonna make our way to Green Ghost. There's another, skip, kind of. It's more of a glitch rather than a skip. But, you can avoid having to do... you basically skip a snack gates and also a level. So we just warped... we were able to use a warp gate to warp to another level. Normally you're not supposed to come here, but for some reason that one is activated, even though it's not supposed to be. So that saves a bit. Alright, so we are in the boss area. The Green Ghost boss is very RNG heavy. It's completely RNG. So where do the Green Ghost moves? You kind of want to get it into the coffins. And we're getting very lucky so far. So this is 2, so one more time we need to get this. Okay, oh, we messed up the timing a little bit, oh well. We could have had it here. But yeah, we just need to, get the Green Ghost into the coffin one last time. And yeah, like I said, it's very RNG, so this is an area in all bosses, in the all bosses category especially, that loses a lot of time.
Good job, Scooby.
And yeah, that song is from the same composer as the one for the Redbeard. Okay, so yeah, that is Green Ghost. So now we have the umbrella, which will come in handy for the final part of the run. Oh wait, okay, so yeah, now we're gonna head through the Clamor levels because now we have the final boss in reverse boss order to get to, and that's Black Knights. And I think we only need like 200 snacks for the snack gate, so that's the final snack gate we have to pay in reverse boss order. The final first boss. So yeah, we're just going to breeze through Clamor, because I mean, as long as you have 200 snacks, like I said, you don't need to worry about collecting any. And normally you're supposed to activate the sprinklers here to grab the key, but Scooby has just enough frames to grab it without having to worry about doing that. And one of the only times in the game where you see Geronimo, one of the least reoccurring enemies in the entire game. And yeah, like I mentioned, there are a bunch of classic enemies like you saw, like the witch and zombie, ghost diver, the creeper. Actually, I don't know if we ran into the creeper in this run. But okay, so we activate that fan. We're gonna use the umbrella to ride it. And that will take us to Cower in a Tower, because we have the umbrella now. So we basically skipped a bunch of manor levels to get up here. Okay, so here comes the last difficult major skip in the entire run before we get to Black Knight, and that skips all of the attic levels. It's called Black Knight Early. So, and we missed. But basically what we want to do is time your jumps, jump as high as that bottom left window frame, and then you want to super smash. And then you should make it to the top, so this is a very tricky skip. It is very possible to get a first try, but it's usually pretty difficult, so hopefully we get it soon though. Close. Not quite. Yeah, this trick is very hit or miss. It's worse than GGS, than Green Ghost Skip. But after this comes the very final part, so we're almost done, regardless. There we go, okay, that's what we wanted to do. So now that we made up here, we are gonna enter the Black Knight boss. So we skipped all of the attic and all of the rooftop levels. So now we're gonna head to the trigger for the boss, to start the boss. And once again, the Black Knight is also RNG. Scooby for smash. And the direction he moves in is random. Come on. Okay, good. So 2 more buttons and then we are done. So time is coming up, by the way. Alright, we just need to get to the last button and then it will be time. And, well, okay, not exactly. Has to go to the right. Okay, and time. So that is it. That is the run. So yeah, we defeated all the bosses in reverse order. And completed a bunch of difficult skips along the way.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty good attempt.
We solved the mystery of the Black Knight ages ago.
Also, thank you everyone for the GG. I had a lot of fun with this run. Hope you guys enjoyed as
A
well.
spooky groundskeeper?
Also, say hello to the new final cutscene of this game. The one where Velma loses her glasses and then gets the galoshes invention.
Really, he was just a guy in a mask.
I appreciate that, Tempe.
I found him. Jinkies, the lenses got knocked out.
And yeah, credits take up a lot of time, but they're worth it because it's like I said, the final credits is one of the best cutscenes in my opinion. But yeah,
Everywhere. Run, Scooby!
once again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are all enjoying the marathon so far. We got a bunch more runs coming up tomorrow, so I hope you all enjoy. And once again, a big shout out to the Scooby community, because without the Scooby community, I probably wouldn't be as good at Scooby as I am now. So I appreciate everyone that is in the community for all of the help. Because yeah, the Scooby community is very helpful. So if you guys have any questions, about anything regarding what you just saw on the run, or about any other categories or any other Scooby games, feel free to join the Scooby-Doo Discord. It is on the speedrun.com page. And yeah, that is it for me, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. And take care.